Good morning. My name is Yuri Timofeyev. I'm the Finance Director of X5 Business Support Unit. Our unit deals with financial services to suppliers. Mostly we have been focused on services to domestic Russian suppliers, but since the summer we have started to provide financial services to foreign suppliers, and that is why we decided to have this webinar and tell you a bit more about the services we can provide to you. Before we start, I would like to draw your attention to the fact that to the right of your screen, there are two green arrows, and if you press them, you will see a chat, and through this chat, you can ask questions, and we will try to answer them in the course of our discussion. So you can give it a try, press on these two green arrows, and the chat will pop up. Before we start, let me tell you a couple of words about X5 Group as a whole. Please show the next slide, please. As you may or may not know, X5 is the largest retailer in Russia. The market share of X5 on the Russian retail market is 13.2% as of last year. The turnover is $28 billion. And we operate over 23,000 stores across Russia, which is one of the largest, actually, retail chains, not only in Russia, but also in the world. And we have 17.3 million daily customers. Our key brands are Peterочка, Перекресток, and Chizhik. Next slide, please. We import over 40 million tons of foreign goods, and our import turnover makes up over 6% of our overall retail turnover. So you can understand that imports is an important part of our business, and it provides important goods to our customers, and they expect to have them on a daily basis. We have over 1,500 import suppliers, and the category which we are focusing on here, the fruits and vegetables category, is represented by over 800 suppliers. Next slide, please. The service we'd like to talk to you about is invoice discounting. What is invoice discounting? It's a product that reduces the number of deferred payment days on the delivered goods in exchange for a discount provided by the supplier. So the standard payment terms are roughly 30 days, and starting from the date of acceptance. And we can provide an earlier payment, usually within 8 to 9 days. Sometimes it could be even earlier. And to get this payment earlier, you will have to provide us a discount on the delivered goods, which depends on it depends on the case-by-case basis, starting with the interest rate of the central bank and the margins which our banks charge us, and depending on the volume of your operations with us. Could you show the next slide, please? So why we believe this product to be interesting for you as suppliers of fruits and vegetables? Well, first of all, as suppliers of perishable goods which do not last long, you know that fruits and vegetables are not the most favorite collateral for the banks. So banks do not like providing financing against such collateral as fruits and vegetables. In case of invoice discounting, you do not have to provide any collateral. Basically, we pay you for the goods you deliver earlier than it is stipulated by the contract. So from the banking alternative perspective, it's quite a useful tool. We are not trying to earn great interest income on this transaction, so we try to keep our costs to a minimum. We do not use any intermediaries and agents in this process. We simply reduce the days receivables for you, and also this product is quite flexible for you, because you can, every time depending on your current position, you may choose an invoice to be discounted or not. So if you have an urgent need for cash, you can discount all of your invoices. And if you do not have an urgent need for cash, you can just not choose your invoices to be discounted, and you will get your payment in the normal course of business without early payment and without any discounts. So this product is quite flexible in terms of how you choose to get financing. Another thing to consider, which I believe quite important, you could show the next slide, is the next slide, please. Yes, is the central bank interest rate. So we understand that for some right now, international central banks have a variety of interest rates, and in some countries these interest rates go pretty far. For instance, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and especially Turkey, the central bank base rate is around 40%, 15, 13 for Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan. In some countries like Vietnam, the central bank rate is quite low. So maybe in Russia, the central bank rate is 15%, and that is the starting point from which our final rate will be calculated. So in case of Turkey, for example, we are certain that our rates will be attractive, since they will be definitely much lower than the central bank's rate, because we believe that banking rate should be normally significantly higher than the central bank's rate. So by looking at this table, you can already have some understanding of whether financial terms we provide could be beneficial for you or not. So if you are from Vietnam, perhaps not, but if you are from Turkey, Egypt, Kazakhstan, perhaps our terms would be quite favorable. And now I would like Anastasia to take over and describe to you the process, how technically this invoice discounting process looks like. Anastasia, please take over. And next slide, please.
Thank you, Yuri. Thank you for the great start. Let me tell a few words about myself. I'm Financial Services Manager in X5 Group, and here I am responsible for all operations which are related to invoice discounting process. And today I will tell you a little bit more how it works. As you see on the slide, the first step is that we should sign an additional agreement to the delivery contract, where we will fix all the conditions of early payments, which we will make for your deliveries. Then you can ask me which invoices could be discounted. There are two important points for this. Especially deliveries should be accepted on the warehouse of X5, and also claim should be approved by supplier. In case if there is no claim to the delivery, these deliveries also can be financed, and you can get an early payment for this. When all these operations was done, the delivery accepted and everything is okay, we collect such information and prepare calculation for each supplier who works with invoice discounting. We prepare an Excel file, and there you can see all the invoices which could be discounted. And you see new payment date and the discount which should be provided. I'd like to note that it is decision of the supplier if to finance this invoice or not. We wait for your approval in case you are ready to provide this discount and to get the payment on the approved day. We prepare correction document. Correction document is fixed also in our additional agreement. There is a special form where we where we write all the financial conditions. We fix a new payment date. So you can see the amount of the delivery and the amount of discount. Suppliers sign this document and send to us a scan copy. We take this scan copy, and it usually takes 2 days in order to make payment in the approved day. From the side of supplier, you don't need to prepare any documents. You just need to get correction document, you check it and you sign it. And after, just wait for the payment. Process is quite easy for you, and you don't need to do any additional actions. I guess we can move to the next slide. Here you can see the steps how to join the program, how you can connect to invoice discounting for foreign suppliers. First of all, we need your confirmation that you want to start working with early payments. And for this, you should write an email to this email address, IDX5. Here I will check your request and we will send you commercial proposal, financial rate, which we can give to you. And after this, we start the process of registration of additional agreement. Additional agreement must be signed in order to start working with invoice discounting, and usually it takes 5 days in order to prepare all the documents and to sign by counterparties. This also, when the addendum was signed, we can start to discount. Your invoices, and we can start to approve new payments dates for your deliveries. We can move to next slide. Here you can see the contact information and also all the information about invoice discounting is available on our website. Here you can see the link and a small print screen of the site. If you have any questions related to the process, you always can contact me or my colleagues on IDX5, and we will tell you everything you want about how to work and how to get early payments. I guess that's all from my side. Now we can move to questions. Yuri, please take the word.
Thank you, Anastasia. Now we have a first question, and it's about the terms for payment, terms of payment for the supply of fresh herbs. Would be to get the terms of payment, you need to contact our commercial department. What we're talking here is the acceleration again versus the standard terms. So the standard terms might be 30 days, and via invoice discounting, you can accelerate the payment to 8 to 9 days. Sometimes we manage to make it in 5 days, depending on how fast the imports duties and other formalities are passed. But what we can guarantee are 8 to 9 days. So we don't have any other questions so far. If you have any questions, you can use the double green arrow to the right of your screen and type in your questions in the dialog box. Okay, we see that there are no more questions. Let's wait a little bit longer. Well, if there are no further questions, then we can bring our webinar to an end. Thank you very much for your attention. Once again, if you have any further questions which arise after this discussion, you can note the email address on your screen, idx5@x5.ru, and send your questions there, or request for enrollment into the Invoice discounted program. Thank you for your attention.